Hey everyone, welcome back to Social's Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Gabe.
And I'm Danielle.
And welcome back. If you're new here, we are advocates of the cannabis community, educating users and non-users alike about the cannabis industry. And I'm here with Danielle. I'm so thankful for you to be here. If you don't follow her on Instagram at Space Cadet Cannabis Edibles and also Space Cadet CBD. How you feeling? You feeling good?
Yes. Definitely relaxed.
Nice.
Inspired.
Oh, yes, definitely inspired. Yeah, we had a little socials break earlier to get ready for this, so I'm just glad to be here. You came all the way from San Diego, right?
Yep.
Oceanside. Nice. The drive was good. Everything was nice.
Nice and early day, so it was perfect.
Nice. Yeah. So, like I said, normalization comes from conversation, and I'm just so glad we can come here and conversate and dive into what we're going to talk about. We're going to get in. Before we start, I just want to let you guys know we do our podcast every Saturday. Make sure you check us out on the audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor every Wednesday. So this is going to drop on September 18th. That's when you'll be listening to us, and maybe on your drive home or whatever it is you're doing. But and then we'll also release the video on YouTube and WeTube the Friday the 20th. Yeah, so a week after the 13th. How was your Friday 13th? It was good?
It was good. Nothing trippy or witchy really happened that day.
Nice. No tattoos?
No tattoos.
Yeah, same.
It does seem tempting, but
right.
I don't know. I don't want to end up on tattoo nightmares. I kind of do. I love the team, but I know.
I feel that. Yeah, I was at the Hazy event. They had tattoos there, and I was hesitant, but then I had to leave early, so I wasn't able to. But it's all good, next time there'll be another Friday the 13th, I'm sure.
That looked like a fun event, too.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely amazing. Lots of people there. It was just good vibes, Ellie on Cannabis was there. That was a good brand. And then Emerald Sky, I got to see them. Rove was there. There were a lot of other brands out. Infuse, and then also Candy Pens. I was like, I was shocked to see them too.
Nice.
I'm starting to see them. No, I didn't. I just happened to walk by. I was more conversating with people.
Okay.
Yeah. But speaking of people, I want to get to know you more though. Touch on your cannabis journey. How did you get into cannabis?
Well, in 2012, I first heard the word. Oddly enough, I never heard the word cannabis. I'd always heard the slang version of what cannabis was.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Dope?
From people. I didn't grow up around it. I grew up with addicts of all other forms.
Oh, I see.
So cannabis was never in their healing journey, and they never really...
I see.
But when I was looking for an alternative from pills, because they weren't helping.
Oh, no, they don't.
Someone I had known had told me about it, and I just slowly started doing research. And by 2014, I had actually tried it, because it took me a little while. Actually, I had to move to San Diego.
Where'd you move from?
Actually, South LA, San Pedro.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's way down. That's way down there.
Yeah, but I met my husband. That's actually really cool. That was our first meeting, was me going down to San Diego and meeting him.
Wow.
And we were together, and it was amazing. It was meant to be timing. So it's really cool.
Well, I'm very happy for you for that.
Thank you.
That's a blessing.
But I'm grateful for San Diego as well, and I think it's definitely has a lot of work to do in the cannabis industry.
Really?
But as far as my journey goes, I tried it in 2014. By 2015, I had my card, and I had gotten into driving and delivery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. How was that? Was that fun?
It was definitely fun. I loved the job. I loved it so much that I worked pretty hard for it, and I think it was just the wrong companies. I didn't know about really the world behind it. I had known not to go up on the mountain, as they say, unless you know someone, don't take a job for something. But in San Diego, I had no idea of how many scams you could fall into.
Oh, really?
Especially when they say they're legit or whatever, but they're running people thin.
Oh,
because it's not regulated or anything, and not in the legal ways I'm talking about. More
but
so
that was back then.
Business practices.
Yeah, and that was before, like you said, 2015-ish or
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see.
So my boss told me to go over 100 miles per hour or they'd fire me.
Oh, wow.
I had to go through all of San Diego, which is pretty large.
Yeah, that's pretty wide.
As the only driver, I got mugged and they took money out of my paycheck. I had to have a getaway driver to get my last paycheck because there were no witnesses otherwise. Whoa. I was scared for my life, and I went through a lot of weird experiences where it really bothered me that people were treating this plant like a drug. which is part of why the stigma hurts people, because it allows people that treat it like a drug to have, I think, more leeway like into the industry. And people get hurt because of it. And that's the other thing, because in the second company, it was even smaller. And on camera, they had their employees stealing for years. I come in and I'm actually like, not stealing. So they liked that. That was cool.
You're loyal. Yeah, trustworthy.
Yeah, because I'd already been training employees from my last job, so they knew that I was able to train and manage. And at that point, I got recommended for a dispensary management job.
I see.
Turns out the dispensary was a money laundering operation for a capital fraud group.
Oh,
like,
wow.
they would start this, like, corporations, take money from people, and then, like, ghost them.
Wow. I just feel like you just have bad luck with
That was such bad luck.
Yeah.
I had to pull myself out of the industry. I didn't want nothing to do with that vibe, but I loved cannabis. And I felt really conflicted because I know this is not what I know it to be.
Yeah, because it's a medicine, you know, definitely.
And there are good people out there, but I didn't see any females, let alone males or like any gender out there that was really doing that, because I wasn't part of Instagram or social media that opened me up to networking.
Oh, I see.
So being out of it for a little bit, getting into caregiving more, and just taking the slow approach, because I was already having a job. I didn't need to go and seek the smaller industry jobs anymore, because I feel like that was drawing that energy.
So you developed a different source of income. So that helps.
I would do trimming and growing and things that I enjoyed, and then I'm able to do those other things, but I'm just way more selective and careful. But with that, I got back into the industry within, I think, a year or two.
Okay.
And started networking with people. I just started finding more people that were doing that. I was looking for, and started manifesting it. So. And
that's how we met. I mean, I met you at networking events, and you've just been you actually came up to me, and I just remember you being so honest and open and friendly, and that friendly demeanor really goes a long way. There's a lot of good, authentic people out there in the cannabis community and industry as well. It's just, I feel like, you know, it is high risk, you know, it's not legal federally, so there is a lot more gray areas and things that can happen sort of like that. So but I'm just glad that you're safe now and you're here with us today on this podcast, and it's just, I really appreciate you sharing your journey and talking on that. And so now that you've like stepped out of the industry, now you balance it. Like, how do you balance cannabis in your daily life? Like, how does that benefit you?
I use it throughout the day.
Throughout
the night, throughout the day, if I can. I don't use it as frequently, I guess, maybe as Snoop. Mostly because of fun.
Yeah, same here. I feel you. Yeah, it's not, the weed's not cheap, honestly. It's not.
It's not. And, you know, if I was growing my own, it still wouldn't be cheap, because that's a beautiful and also hard process. I give everyone who grows mad respect.
Exactly, yeah.
And I love the process, but it does take a while, and you have to be patient, and to get the best yield, you wait longer.
Oh yeah, and it's worth it though, and that's honestly like, that you can't rush the process. I feel like with cannabis, it's just, the more passion the more passion you put into it, the higher quality it'll be. I feel like that it's a lot of what you put into it, you know, both on the industry and also on when you're touching the plant.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing, and when you're around them, they always would like hug me. It feels like you're in and amongst the plants. My dog would come over, and she loves it too, for outdoor grows and stuff that weren't like in a lab or anything.
Right. I want to get into growing. I haven't started. I tried growing once, but I actually put two seeds together, and they like
always do them separate pots.
Exactly.
That's what I've learned is you could try. Maybe someone out there has done that.
Yeah, but no, they always separate it, and I was like, wow, that was a rookie mistake on my part.
But no, it's okay, because that's the part of the process. If you haven't started, then you can't learn anything, because you really just have to try. You might have a couple duds in there, and you might have a couple that die early. Right. And you will have some that probably die early as a result of, one year we had a weird virus that went on our crops, and we didn't know why.
Oh, wow.
And
it just happens.
And then it's usually just caterpillars, which are evil little suckers. Oh, yeah. I never thought I'd be mad at a bug so much. But, yeah, whenever I see caterpillars, it's like war zone.
No way.
They will eat the plant from, like, the inside out. Like, they just eat everything. It's just all brown.
Caterpillars like to get high?
Yes, they do. They love to get high. Spiders, too, but they really love to get high.
Yeah.
They will eat until they are no more. They will eat and just happily be like, you can take me. Take me. I'm at peace with it. It's okay.
Wow. Freaking caterpillars. Okay. I see. Caterpillars and cannabis, I guess they're enemies. Man.
Yeah, no, they're definitely enemies.
But yeah, thank you for sharing that. I didn't even know that, honestly. That's hopefully when I start growing, that's going to be a heads up. I'm going to spot them, flick them off. Like,
figure out your process. If you want to do hydro, stick to it. Just learn how to find more ways to make it natural.
Okay.
Because there are ways to do it, but it does get pretty hard to balance the pH and then keep the plants nutrient dense and stuff like that too.
Okay.
So some people end up giving up and going straight back to soil, but soil's good too. Figure out if it's indoor, outdoor, if you want it half and half.
Okay.
That's okay. It'll live.
Okay.
But you definitely want to get, I think it's, don't quote me on this, I'm so sorry guys, but I think
No,
it's like 12 to 14 hours at a time it needs light.
Okay.
Something like that. And there's a certain ratio you'll follow as it grows and stuff.
Okay.
Different lights and shit. It's cool.
Cool.
I love growing, but I'm far behind on the vocabulary of things.
Right. But you're more into the edibles, obviously, with your Space Cadet Cannabis Edibles.
But it helps to know where it's from, and that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the CBD isolate that we use is Phoenix CBD.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
They're Phoenix CBD, but I know there's a lab that works with them as well, and that's part of like where it comes from.
Nice.
So.
That's awesome that you were able to get them. And the CBD isolate, I know you were mentioning earlier that it's hard to come by, correct?
Yeah. Well, I mean, now everyone's selling it, but I'm not sure if they know, like everyone who's selling it. Maybe some of them do, but not all of them really know where it's from or what.
Yeah. And C Phoenix is a good brand. I feel like it's well known for its quality and CBD as well. I've had the CBD dab from them at the Wolfpack in San Diego.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, young Jim blessed me with the dab. It was awesome.
I was there too. I loved it.
Yeah, I saw you there. That was awesome.
Yeah, the Wolfpack was fun. I love that Phoenix CBD has been a huge part of it, and that's I don't know if that was the first place I met Bailey CBD as far as Aaron and Jay.
Yeah.
But I remember meeting them probably around that time or a little before then, and everyone that I've met so far has just been so amazing.
Yeah.
But that's the community. That's the industry and the community where they actually merge.
Exactly.
Because the industry is quite large.
Yes, definitely.
It doesn't mean the whole industry has to be perfect with rainbows and sunshine, but there's definitely going to be a percentage of people that are doing it right in the industry that may not be in the community.
Right. Because that's just, it's a preference. Everybody has their lifestyle and their balance and how they balance cannabis in their life and their industry.
And I like that we're in the community, though, too, because then we're actively doing things. I see you guys actually at events. That's cool.
Yeah.
And not everyone can go to events. I get it. I'm dealing with disability issues, and at some point that will be like a kind of a shift in things.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Building my brand, building the cooking business. And all that,
you still got it.
I got to do it.
Yeah, just keep pushing, and I really respect. Like I've had your edible before. It's really good, and I've excuse me. I have your sticker on my tray, so I support you all the way. And in any direction you go, like I just want you to know, like just keep doing it. Because you're all. I see you actively, getting in touch with the community as well. I saw that, later today you're going to the Buena Park event.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's actually, Valerie's my event planner from Cannabis Community Collective.
Oh, really?
Functional China Cat.
That's her?
She recommended me to Valerie.
Oh,
because she knew what I was looking for when I was trying to plan our launch and my birthday and all that.
Yeah.
We're celebrating like 4 things, and from the looks of it, there might be some other people that have similar birthdays. So everyone in October, it's your birthday.
Come through. Let's just celebrate it together.
Let's just do it, because my dog's birthday is like the beginning of November. Mine is in October. Our anniversary is in October of our wedding, and
so it's all like right there. That's
So,
awesome though that you can. I'm gonna be there and attending. It's gonna be a great event.
Thank you. And thank you for supporting us and coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
And it'll be great. It's a private venue. That was a big thing too, is with the industry, keeping in mind people's safety. But with the way things are going and the way things have been, it's better to do things in private. While there are festivals that are doing things, that's great.
And it's more legal for sure.
Yeah, but there's some safety to that. I feel maybe it's more comforting to people to know that it's at a more homey location.
That's true, or open environment, just to feel more comfortable and safe. So it's like it's definitely hard to cater to all of the audience, but you have to sort of meet and compromise, and that's sort of where you figure your niche and you're in the environment spaces like the private location aspect. So that's awesome though.
And having our friends that are down in San Diego, they own a legitimate cleaning business, and they do security.
Oh, cool.
It's an interesting combination, and I love it.
We'll clean and we'll protect you.
They work
That's
in
awesome.
Mexico. They work in Chula Vista. And they're amazing people. They have my heart. And they're part of, I think, the Cannabis Society in San Diego and all that.
Oh, nice. Cannabis are so
family.
huge.
And
I love
like
Cannabis.
them coming out like meant so much to me because they're gonna be our security.
Yeah,
They're
and that's
straight up,
awesome. They're
yeah.
supporting you. You know, there's so much love and support and positivity in cannabis community.
Yeah.
You know, so it's awesome. And look at here, you now, like we're just being so positive right here. It's just, I'm loving it. But I want to know more about your edibles and your products.
Yeah.
I see you blessed me with with the CBD 365 milligrams. Talk about the avocado oil, right?
So without it trying to be a pun or anything, it was 371.538. So I put it down to 369.
Nice.
A little off. Sorry, guys. Don't shoot me.
But
like,
at least you know the exact amount, so that's awesome too, though. You're transparent with that.
It's like, it's around that number. But I was like, we're rounding it to 369. It's a wholesome number.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But it's avocado oil with our CBD isolate. And the isolate is, as far as the start goes, the bud is grown in Southern Oregon.
Oh, nice.
And it's organic grow from what I know.
Nice.
As far as the process and everything, which is cool. That's why I really love being transparent with what we're using.
Yes,
like,
it's important.
If you want to know what type of avocado oil, you're welcome to know. But you could also just try it and let me know.
Yeah, exactly.
But the in the olive oil, we stopped at this beautiful place once, and it was, even though I don't mess with crossfade with our events, there's no alcohol or anything, but the place where we get our olive oil is a winery.
Oh, wow.
They have a fresh press there every day, and they do it, and it's just beautiful.
Whoa.
So it was very special to source that and get it and allow them to do business with us and all that.
Right. That's organic. Wow, that's very authentic too.
Nice.
Wow.
It's fresh stuff.
I bet it's
And
gonna
we
be
use
good.
Moxie. We use Moxie,
Hey,
and we're
shout
going to
out
use
Moxie.
Black Label Co. as well because they're a small female-owned business, and they do the live resin process. So we do collaborations with different companies. We were hoping to work more with Moxie in the future because when we did our pre-launch, we actually did the Moxie brand.
Wow.
And it was Pineapple Express for olive
Yes.
oil. So it's a pineapple olive oil.
Yeah, the pineapples, LRPs, live resin pens are awesome. Pineapple Express, they're really good.
And if you do want to try that, it's going to be at our event tonight in our pineapple salsa. And it has the olive oil, so it'll be nice and infused.
Nice.
And we have blue corn chips.
What are
So,
some things I could
people
cook with the avocado oil? Because I'm not really I don't really know how to.
That's okay.
I don't know much about cooking.
I'm currently wearing it, so you can use it as topicals, burns and bites. As far as our feedback, we've gotten every person from the pre-launch that is using it and give us feedbacks has also said that it helps with burns and bites of different kinds. So I used it when I had burns. I think I might have gotten a mosquito bite. It's gone now.
Wow.
I only put it on once, so I don't
Okay.
know. But if you're using it for a regimen on your daily, I put it on my makeup before I put it on because I get really dried out skin sometimes. It's not perfect. I've been blowing my nose all day, but it definitely seems to help with pain. It helps with inflammation. And then as far as internally, I would say baking is a great way to do it, especially if you want to substitute for certain types of oils. Pretty much any oil you can substitute it with. You can also fry with it.
Oh, okay.
I love frying with it.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to fry something up with this. I
yeah.
think I'm gonna have to do that. Ooh, I don't even know what I could fry though.
Get
I'm, trying to think.
onions, any kind. If you don't like eating them raw or anything like that, just get any kind of onion. Sweet onion's the best. And throw a little bit of that in there and fry them up for a while on a medium-high heat.
Okay.
And those will be really tasty. You'll have them. It'll basically be a meaty meal of some sort. I like to cook chop kitchen style when I'm at home.
Nice.
So if we've got onions and a mushroom left, then I'm making mushroom and onions and
Nice.
sauteed up and stuff like that with some seasoning.
Okay.
So.
Dang, you get in there. You get in it. I'm like, damn, that's awesome. I watch Chopped a lot, so that's what I'm really into
man.
that.
I've learned that's the way to go because more times than not, I have the most random ingredients and I have to do something with them.
Right.
So works out.
What's like your favorite thing to cook, like infuse or with Space Cadet Edibles? Like, what's been the favorite thing you've made so far?
In general, savory foods.
Okay.
We do small bite savory, but I'm kind of getting hooked on my vegan chocolates. So I have to say my vegan chocolates.
Okay. I'm eager to try that one then. Yeah.
I am like chocoholic.
Okay.
I definitely have a sugar problem when it comes to chocolate. So
I'm a
whenever I can
sweet
do
tooth
it
too,
dark
so
chocolate, I'm down. And then with that, it's semi-sweet and dark chocolate, but it's the Good Life brand. So it's vegan, gluten-free.
Nice. That's awesome.
And we do realize that gluten-free is not for everyone, and we're not trying to cater to it as a lifestyle or fad type of thing. We are catering to it for dietary reasons. Same thing with vegan. I'm not personally vegan. I love animals. But I can't sit here and say I haven't had meat in the last 48 hours. You know?
Yeah. I feel that.
So,
yeah. You're chilling.
I do try to cater to different diets. The keto diet, avocado is a huge staple in the keto diet. So avocado oil is a big reason, big drive for that.
Nice.
My husband doesn't really talk openly about a lot of his health conditions and things, but I know there's a lot of people that can't have sugar.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people are diabetic, especially in the United States. Yeah, for sure. And like, I feel like the fact that you're making an edible that is healthy and it's sweet too at the same time is very beneficial. And it's infused, like it's further pushing the cannabis stigma and normalizing it into society. And I really appreciate that. You know, and you're being transparent with the products and the ingredients, just like normal foods do. So you're treating it more of like a food than just a cannabis product. You know what I mean? That's putting more passion into that, and I appreciate the aspect and the direction you're going in.
Thank you. It comes from sorry, these glasses are driving me nuts.
No, you're good. You
See,
chilling.
everybody, I'm making it work.
Hey,
kitchen.
I didn't even notice that till right now. What? Like, whoa! I did not notice that.
Skills
Wow.
over here.
Dang,
but, that's why it's all crooked. So if I look slightly messed up, now you know.
You don't. You look fine. I honestly, like, you're chilling. But yeah.
It comes from my beliefs. Where I come from, it's California, but where I come from family-wise and stuff, we didn't celebrate a lot of traditions because most of our family died. A lot of them just would die really early, and my family being the type of abusers that they were, they didn't celebrate certain things, and I didn't get to learn a lot of our cultures. But I do, and I've always had a resonating feeling behind shamanism and witchcraft.
Okay.
And I realized that some of our roots may have stemmed from shamanic witchcraft. So I started to look into that more when I was younger and really learn and start to hone my craft. And part of it's cooking.
I see.
Part of it's using plants to heal people, not to save the world and cure all, but to help people, to heal people, hopefully not be burned for it like the other witches, you know.
Yeah, I don't think there's hopefully no witches in 2019, but
that's the thing is, what I've learned is with the holistic health approach, I was going for my licensing and people I knew would go missing.
Right.
And then I'd see reports of people and their families dead and murdered or things like that. And it was because they marketed it wrong.
I see.
They were saying that it was a cure.
Oh.
Or that they can indefinitely heal someone. And see, that's a very scary business. So with cannabis, I'm here to say that it's sacred to me and that whatever it does for you is beautiful.
Exactly.
Just hopefully people can learn to respect it in the way where you can consume the shit out of it. Just know where your line is, perhaps.
Find your balance,
people
definitely.
like to freak out and realize that it's really all in the head. Because with THC, it tests you. It tests your ability to know your boundaries and stuff. And with CBD, I like the entourage effect for that reason. So if you're feeling a little too much, use your CBD, use other things, start doing healthy habits, get you out of your headspace, the same way anxiety does. Get out of your headspace, and that's part of the whole being inspired versus being fucked up.
Or just being high.
Yeah.
You know, it's utilizing that high to promote motivation and positivity into yourself and sort of blossom. You know, that's what cannabis does for me. That's how I balance it. And look at it, makes us great people. You're giving back to the community. I know that, you're going to the event where instead of charging people, you give 10 school items
It's
so
20
that
school items
20
for
school
$20,
items
which
for
is
$20.
awesome.
Yeah, and then the fact that people give school items and it's going to go to kids, like that's just paving the way. That's just further breaking the stigma, and I really appreciate that. So
Thank you, and I appreciate people like that too. That's why we're all coming together, I think.
Definitely.
I think that's what this is meant to be, is we're creating the universe we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
We may not be able to change a lot of things, but we are trying and we're doing every day.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually that does create some change.
Right.
It just may not feel like it. And
Exactly.
I think that
It's
we're
a
living
slow
in a world where
process,
everything
definitely.
has to be so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not going to be a quick process. This is a long battle.
Yes, definitely.
And
It's been a
our
long
ancestors
battle.
had to fight it too. There's a reason why over 100 years of no legal cannabis, at least, or cannabis that wasn't looked at as criminalized. And you see the issues with our endocannabinoid system.
Mm-hmm.
You see the rise in cancer and other issues that we have at least recognized. Like, there's a lot of deficiencies that people deal with. And
That's true. We're in a hard time, definitely. We're all suffering mentally or physically in some way, shape, or form. It's part of life, but there's other aspects, there's alternatives to what you're going through, and that's all we're here to do is spread the alternative option of cannabis.
But
and whether or not you accept it, like we just, even if you don't want to consume, even to the people who don't prefer not to consume, just the acceptance of respecting other people, and on behalf of what you're saying, that it helps heal people. And if you can understand that and develop that empathy, then you can be accepting of the fact that, and see why they smoke, see why they take edibles, and see why they go into that.
And on that note with edibles, it makes me sad to hear when people have bad experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we were going to kind of get into that a little bit, but
yeah, definitely.
I heard you had a bad experience with edibles.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've had some of my fair shares. It's either I have two sides of it. Either it doesn't affect me, and this is on the basis of the same dosage. Like I typically stick to either 10 or 25 milligram dosages at a time.
Okay.
With edibles, just because I'm not used to. It takes a while for it to hit me, and sometimes I don't feel it. Or sometimes I'm overthinking, like, oh, am I high? Am I not high? Like, am I tripping? And then sometimes it just hits me all at once, and then I feel like a lot of other factors weigh into it more so than if I were to consume the same amount. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yeah, like it packed a pow, and it was just like, oh wow, like I was just done.
Especially if it takes a while for your onset.
Mm-hmm.
The process that I do for myself as far as the balance is I can do microdosing, and that's fine, only because I think of it more supplemental.
Right.
So if I'm going to do, like, full spectrum, which doesn't affect me very much. Like, Cushy Punch tastes delicious, but they do not affect me.
No,
I would love them to put me to a challenge to eat as many as it would take, because the same thing with Kurova. The black bar was delicious, but it didn't affect me at all, and ate the whole thing.
What? It hit me. I was, whoa.
Nope,
that's
nothing.
wild. See how, like, it's like...
That's
hits
why
everybody
I got into
differently.
Edibles. I was too curious as to why these things weren't working. They tasted good, but why aren't they working?
Oh,
and I was
I
trying
see.
to figure out, like, what the process was or whatever. But for me, when I started making them, it started to work. In fact, they worked so good that they were really potent. I used to make butters, and I got into even, like, goat butter and stuff like that too.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean, dairy's cool if you have dairy, but I just learned not to mess with it for the, like, being able to preserve it longer.
Oh, I see.
I do like that avocado oil and olive oil preserve longer on the shelf, depending on the glass and the type of materials used.
So how long would this last, would you say?
Honestly, I've had them up for 6 to 8 months.
Oh, okay, dang.
Without any, and they
this will
don't,
be
like,
done in way
turn
less
or
than
anything,
that.
but they're in the green glass for a reason. We also thought it would keep it consistent with how I like to match all my colors and stuff. So green for avocado, we've got the brown for olive oil coming out.
Cool.
And we're doing them in 15 milliliters because the other issue with holistic care is we don't go into the overall common denominator with everyone, no matter what type of care. Even with functional medicine, it depends on the person, but the whole moderation issue is you can go hardcore on some edibles, go for it, but with oils, that can shut down your organs.
Right.
So, like, with essential oils, you're only supposed to do a few drops in anything at the most, because it's too much for your organs to handle. So you can end up hurting yourself. Same thing with medicating yourself with vitamins and supplements. Pills too, because if you're taking one pill to solve one side effect, and then you have to take another one to manage those side effects. You might as well cancel out the 3, take the one that's for the vital reason, and use cannabis or kratom if you need it, and things like that actually help with inflammation and pain.
Mm-hmm. And that's diving into more like concentrated research, medicinal purposes, and super, 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 super deep into that. And
don't do too much.
Exactly.
Well.
Yeah, definitely. It's not, you don't want to abuse the medicine either. I feel like cannabis it teaches us things.
But cannabis you can do more of, I feel like, without severe issues. But the reason why it becomes an issue is because all the chemicals that surround it, even if it's not the plant's problem. Mm-hmm. The problem is, we have lighters, and I love lighters. I get it.
Yeah.
But when I'm not feeling good and I'm really sensitive that day, lighters make the difference in the taste and the quality of it.
Yeah, especially when you've been smoking for so long or so much, and you
Butane,
really are,
propane, all of that makes you sick, and the carbon monoxide on it's not healthy.
Right.
And then there's carcinogens involved. So technically, I mean, not a lot. It's not like tobacco or anything, but let's just say you're going to smoke the end of the hash bowl. I mean, the ash the whole entire time.
Yeah,
you're going to get ash.
Yeah, it's going to be ash, and it tastes
resin.
different, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
So you're going to be detoxing resin for a few days. Mm-hmm. But I love smoking. It just doesn't do enough if I am to only do smoking. If I do smoking in combination with edibles, topicals, and other things, then it helps.
I see.
Upping my water regimen and knowing what water I'm drinking does seem to help. I'm not perfect at it by all means, and I definitely get dehydrated.
Oh, same. Like with me, I was a student athlete, so I had to drink a lot of water. And I stopped doing that. But once I consumed cannabis more, it actually, cotton mouth, I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I get it all the time.
Like,
I
get
get it.
A little bit dry, yeah.
Yeah, I get it all the time. But it helps me hydrate, That's also how I balance it out. It helps. That's how cannabis helps benefit me. And I feel like I'm just so excited. I'm so glad you're here because, I feel like we have 2 different sides of cannabis. Like I have more of the flower aspect. I really like smoking a lot. Me too, yeah. I don't really take edibles a lot, and you are coming from edibles, so I really like your perspective on it, and it opens my mind and it opens my curiosity in edibles. And I just can't wait to see you at your event on the 26th of October. That's going to be so dope. Be sure to check that out. That's going to be who are the sponsors going to be? That's going to be, I know J Farm's going to be there.
We got quite the list. We got JB Pop Eggs, which I have to mention her because she has been one of our biggest supporters.
Yes.
Between her and Bailey CBD, they were 2 of the first to sign on for our event.
That's awesome.
JB bought 2 VIP and 2 general admission tickets and is currently giving them away.
Nice.
To her fans and stuff, followers and supporters.
That's awesome. That's all support, all love.
That's love right there. I mean, we didn't ask, for major things like that. And she's doing our bags. And Bailey's is sponsoring our bags. They're going to be there, which is amazing. We have Dewdrops. I think she's going to do the raffle. I'm not sure if she's doing anything else, but I'll announce it when I know.
Okay.
And then we have a lot of other companies. We have Violet Flame
Hey,
Medicinals.
Gina. Yes, I can't. She's going to be there. I can't wait to see
She really is she has my heart. And I met her at an event in Escondido at the do you know Buds and Breakfast or La Cosita Bonita?
I've heard of Buds and Breakfast. Okay. I think Johnny mentioned it to me at one time. Something like that. Yeah.
They were doing a Airbnb type of situation. So they have events there and things. Okay. And they just had a baby, which is really cool.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a blessing. Oh my gosh.
So they're having their family time and they were doing events there, and I met her at the Holiday Bazaar, and I saw her table and my eyes were like, "You do butter? What?" Now I don't have to do butter anymore, because there are certain things that I'll do them custom anytime. But honestly, if someone's doing it better, I really love supporting them for it. Yeah, definitely. Because she makes ghee. She actually clarifies the butter. Wow. Guys, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, everybody has their niche, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the thing about cannabis. It's such a wide industry. It has so much room for growth in every direction, and there's so much room for love and support that it doesn't, you diminish that sort of competitiveness when you build those relationships and you just want to support them. Because at the end of the day, we're in a multi-billion-dollar industry, so.
And you can't service everybody.
Exactly.
That's the big thing. Even if you're in the same area, you cannot service everybody. Maybe you can. I don't know. That's like a luxury brand trying to problems.
It just depends. Yeah, where you're at and what lane you're in. But I mean, I'm so thankful to have you on here. I'm glad that you were able to hop on this podcast. You know, I'm really excited for the audio to release on the 18th, and then also the video on the 20th. Be sure to check that out. I'm so thankful. We got all the, and then I'm gonna see you on the 26th of October at your event. Definitely, I'm so thankful. Thank you so much for being on here. Really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great evening, great day. And comment below what you guys think. Tell us about your edible times. Let us know any experiences. If you want to DM her to get her products out there, make sure you follow her on Instagram at Space Cadet Cannabis Edibles and also Space Cadet CBD, right?
Yes.
Alrighty. And I'm Gabe.
And I'm Danielle.
And thank you for tuning in.